power of the law.
I just
to
love the
wield.
amount of effort he
Right.
put into it. Like he was like
He really
he was dedicated.
he went
loved it.
way overboard,
That
and
was
I hated it.
Theater
It was-
of the mind.
I hated
Matt
it.
hated every minute of it, which means it
Oh
was
my
good.
god,
I know
Turned
Matt.
out well.
Matt had told me that you texted. And you were
That's
like,
it.
I hate it.
I hated it. I started listening to it, and I was like, "This is horrible.
Oh, man.
This is so stupid, Chris."
I loved it. I thought it was like it was painting like such a good picture visually with just the audio. That it was very forethought,
Yeah.
but
It's overproduced.
yeah, that's what I loved about it because it doesn't deserve any of that. It doesn't. That's the best part of it. It's just some dumb joke. Like
I
it was
know,
just
right,
like a
right.
one-liner dumb joke that had a funny voice attached to it. And Chris took it and he carried it on. He carried it like that Olympic torch carrier across the whole entire country to pass it off to some other guy.
My favorite part is like imagining him recording it at home and
Oh my
Alexis
gosh.
is just
Yeah.
like, what is happening?
What the
That-
fuck are you doing in there, Chris?
That's it. Yeah, he
Shut
probably
the
did.
fuck up.
He probably,
Chris, in the
he,
background.
probably, he probably did it while she was out of town.
Probably. He does get like a one
He's
one
like, I gotta,
week a month
I gotta,
or something.
I gotta do this before she gets back.
Yes.
She'll never allow this in this house.
Deirdre's here, and she's
Deirdre!
and Allison. She's very excited to see that you're here.
She might stay for the whole show now. That
That's
Deirdre's
it. Might
here.
it might
It's
happen.
worthwhile for
Yeah.
her now.
I love
You never know.
Deirdre.
Depends on those
She's
night
great.
labs. It's all about the night labs.
Night court.
That was a very coordinated drink.
break. Yeah, drink break.
Everybody shut up and
yeah,
drink.
we were all cheer doing a cheer to,
Yeah,
to
poor
Deirdre.
Deirdre.
Yeah,
Deirdre.
that's it. There we go. Well, let's start the show. What do you say?
Yeah.
Sure.
Why
There's
not?
There's
Why?
There's no good content before.
There's nothing.
no good content
That's right.
after.
Because if
Just record
if
this
we
hour of our lives. and
Yes.
already,
Snapshot
you're
it.
just going to try and stay for Allison with 3 hearts.
Yay!
Yeah, just leave it in the background. You know, you don't have to pay
Yeah.
Yeah,
attention.
yeah, right.
Yeah, unless you need that, you need your device for something more important. Then please
Yes.
don't waste your time on
Right.
it.
Yeah. It just says Allison is my world.
Aw,
You
my
better look out,
heart.
Matt.
That's fine.
Aw.
And
You
she'll
better learn how to make.
bring the bread, and she can be as much of your world as you want.
There you go.
Bring that bread.
See, Deirdre, he loved it.
I did. I loved it.
All about the
I gotta-
bread.
I'm so impressed. The balance of flavor was like incredible, and
Yes.
I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass. Like,
I'm so happy she's here for this.
Yeah,
she
yeah.
missed it last time.
yeah, I seriously was like, Allison, we took it, we looked at it, it would look beautiful, sliced up a couple slices, and I took a bite and I was like, it was probably, lavender's kind of one of these specific type of flavors that I'm not
So
super
good.
into, but the lemon on it and just the bit of sweet, was so good. I was like,
Yeah.
I'll eat lavender like this all day long. If this grew out of the ground, it's gonna be extinct in about a year because I'm gonna find it all and eat it.
There's,
I'm just imagining you grazing outside.
in all caps, what bread do you want next?
Ooh.
I'll make you so much bread, dear listeners.
Man, there was a bread I thought of. Remember, or like the baked good. We'll get back to you about that, Deirdre, because I do have a couple of things in my mind of things that I might
Yeah, that was
enjoy.
amazing.
But now I'm willing to just honestly, if I just kind of tell you a couple things I like, I might just let you pick a bread. Honestly, you can give me any bread
Yeah,
she
that's
makes. I would
nice.
try,
Yeah.
but I will let you know. Yes, leave me
Yay.
big old piles of bread like Amazon.
Yay, bread.
Anything you want, there you go.
Aw.
It's the Amazon.
Anything you want.
Oh man, I love that. I love that the comments come up now.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
that
That's
nice?
is
so
really
great.
cool.
How did you do that?
Just a little homework. Got everything all ironed out for this show that
Only we listen to.
that's right. We want top quality production for this nonsense.
God, I thought we were watching the Game Show Network earlier tonight, and
Let's start the
yeah,
show.
let's start it.
We have nothing else to talk about.
There's no content. I don't have
For
anything else.
love of God, let's talk
I
about
was
the
gonna
Game
ask
Show
you, like,
Network. Just no, hold on, shut up. We're just waiting now. So we might as well provide
Is the live
commentary.
stream is the live stream still on?
Live
do they
stream's-
hear us?
Oh yeah, they can hear us
Okay.
now. Yeah, they hear whatever
Sorry,
we
this
hear.
This is all put like a very. It's very sad attempt at something we've been doing
This-
300 and
this-
something.
I know
amount
this
of times.
this computer is ready to go out the pasture for sure.
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
right.
I think it's running. Yeah, it's running. It's running now. Here we go.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen. Yay! And then, wait. What does that do? Did that blow your mind? That just happened.
This corner weighing in at 180 pounds.
Darkness, everybody!
You've got a dirty, whorish mouth.
A fucking amateur. Am I wrong? No. Am I wrong? Yeah. Okay, then. Hail to the king, baby.
Oh, fuck it, dude. Let's go bold.
You tell anyone about this, I'll fucking kill you. I'm kidding. We'll come back by tonight. Okay.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt.
And Allison.
My God,
I told Allison on the
I
way
had
here,
like
you ready
a-
to get your eardrums
Oh, yeah,
blown
just
out for
get
that
ready
I was
to
ready. I was
explode.
born ready.
I had like a 16th of my cup of coffee left over from this morning,
Yeah.
so I was like,
Ooh.
let's start the show.
Yeah.
Bombs
Heat it
up.
back up.
No, fuck
Just
no.
drink it cold.
Yeah, what
Oh
difference-
my God.
It's still the same liquid. What difference
Well,
does it make?
but at least it's like a little bit more pleasant when you.
Oh,
you
no.
know,
Was it all
take a
the?
sip
Was it all
of
the grounds?
It's ground. It's black as night. Like you,
It's
you,
appropriate. It's nighttime.
you could barely get a straw through this. The
Oh my
coffee's
God,
so
you had to
dark.
chew it to get it down.
No, it's more of a slurry, so
Oh.
you just have to gulp. And it works. It works out.
Oh God.
You
Oh,
get
I love
used
it.
to it eventually, but it's worth it because it's so bitter.
At that point, oh my God.
we were talking
just
about
saw,
bitter
I saw
stuff.
some
Yeah.
study that apparently like people who like more bitter types of flavors in drinks
Yeah.
are way more likely to display like psychopathic tendencies.
Yeah.
Not that this is any kind of revelation to anyone who listens to the show regularly. but suffice to say, I mean, Allison drinks these Negronis now, like
Oh,
that are
they're so good.
the Campari. That's
the
a little,
Campari makes it
a
real
little
dry.
too dry and bitter for my palate.
Yeah, sure.
But then again, I drink straight black coffee,
Right,
so
that's what I
I'm
was saying
fine
with
with
me.
that. You know, so
Just little bits of psychopath.
yeah. And I don't think you needed that statistic to know that we're crazy.
right.
If you've
right,
listened
right.
to at least even this much of the show, you know.
You've made it
First
this
time
far.
listener and last time listener.
That's right.
Because this
It's
will be
nice.
the last time you'll
It's-
ever deal with this kind of
That's
shit
right.
in your life.
That's it.
Because I don't know, maybe you just
Because
Sick and
either you
tired of it.
commit to it, you're
Yeah.
like, this is what I want for the rest of my life,
Mhm.
or you say, I'm never listening to the show again.
Mhm.
Right. And either way, it either becomes this is your life now,
yeah.
right? It's no longer a show. This is your life. And therefore, this is your first and last episode, or you never listen to it again.
Hmm.
First and
That's
last
your
episode.
Last episode, yeah.
It's the same thing.
Because you listen to
the
one
same-
episode,
It's
all the same episode.
same. It's all the
We
same.
say the same jokes, we just rephrase them.
Same.
We don't have any
We
original
literally-
material.
All the jokes are programmed in
They
the
are.
small circles
This is
on this screen.
the AI,
We
the
just
deep
use it.
faking. That's pretty much we've gotten to the point where we
I think
are
Al's
just.
getting ready to take us out.
She looks like she's
I'm sorry.
undoing the silencer on a gun just to make sure that
I
the
did not mean to
brutality.
make that look so menacing.
Oh,
I
yeah,
just
no,
wanted to make
she-
sure I put a cap on
You were
it.
doing that with the surgical precision that only a trained assassin would have.
That's exactly right.
I felt like I was watching like Leon the Professional
That's
over
it.
here.
Oh man, Bayan the professional.
The professor.
Professor Plum.
Professor Plum. Murder extraordinaire.
He got away with it a couple times.
He did, at least the few games that I played.
Especially that one time when there was the flood and they couldn't finish the game. Act of
They all
God,
died.
scot free.
Sorry. They'll never find
I
out.
wonder how it feels to be the guy who gets hung, but the noose breaks,
Yeah.
and then therefore he gets to live.
Was that an old school rule? Because
Yes.
I would assume that if the noose broke,
Yeah.
they would just restring you up again. So the
That's what I
terror
thought too.
builds in
Maybe
your
they,
brain,
maybe
right?
they ran out of rope.
They're like, oh, we did it on the left side.
Ah,
so
this
it's to the
one-
right side
We
of the
can't
tree.
afford it.
God damn it.
We can't afford more rope, so if this one breaks, we don't have anything to hang you with. We
Right.
can get a big guy to strangle you for 3 minutes. Just put his hands around your neck and squeeze until your eyes pop out of your head. But I mean, you know, most people don't opt for that one.
Well,
The other one is-
strangely, it's a rarely selected option. We don't know why, but we've got a lot of those pamphlets for that particular way of dying. Not a lot of interest.
I would take that only because it feels like there's some human connection. When you... It's real
At least
sterile.
somebody's finally touching me.
It's so sterile to be hung from a noose. I mean,
It's,
you know,
it's
you're
like
just,
that. And nobody's even at the other end of the rope. It's
No.
tied up
Make
to
it
a
personal.
tree.
Make it personal.
Yeah.
that's right. Give me
That's
some
it.
A little
human.
personal
That's
touch.
it.
Yeah, I mean a real hard touch too.
Yes.
If you know what I mean, because that's the last touch you'll ever feel.
That's it.
And at least, I mean, some people probably will enjoy it.
I
on
mean,
their
Journey
way out.
wrote a whole song about it, so it
Yeah.
must be good.
Anyway,
Love,
you
no,
want it, that's the way
love
you-
and touch and feel it. You're tearing me apart
There you go.
every day.
Isn't that what's that thing called? Quartering, where you just like where
Yeah,
they just
where they
tie your limbs to
and-
horses and make them all they slap their asses in all different directions. They go running. They just
That's it.
rip you to asunder.
That's a Papa
that-
Legba right there.
Yeah.
You become the demon of the crossroads now.
Oh no.
You're just a
Oh,
torso.
God. Yeah, you're just one torso.
Somehow
left
all the
screaming.
horses they ran at the exact same speed. And now you're just the torso in the middle of a crossroads.
That's right.
That's really they don't address that in history. What happened to that guy?
I mean, that guy. If he had access to food, he,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
He became Joe Rogan.
yeah, he regrew. He rolled into some stem cells and regrew his limbs.
This is what it's all about. He rolled around some peyote.
Gets the clockwork
in
elves.
the desert. They built him
Built his
stronger than man ever could.
He's like a weird steampunk kind of contraption of a person.
Yep. Yeah, you have to use what's available. You can't always put an order in for the parts that you need, and so you have to use what you have. And that's the history of podcasting, really.
That is. And Joe Rogan does predate all of us. I'm
Yeah.
sure you all know he is the most influential podcaster. It's a very scary thing to think that just because you have a microphone and some reach,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like he started out with just knowing enough interesting sounding people and a variety of people
Sure.
that his it sounds novel, but it's just the same fucking thing that news stations do.
Exactly.
Let's bring on, it's like what morning shows do, and not even
Mhm.
primetime news with all the blood and guts. It's just fucking the guy who plays the flute really well is going to be at a high
That's it.
school performing. I mean, it's just that on a bigger scale.
It's all about merchandising. It's
Yeah.
all about merchandising.
JRE, baby.
The beautiful thing is that he made sure that no matter how mainstream he becomes, he'll always be underground.
That's right.
And that's what it's all about. You take your whole studio, make it subterranean. You're
Mhm.
always an underground podcast.
He's just one
It's built
conspiracy
in.
theory away from being Alex Jones.
He
Isn't he?
I think he's past.
One mental breakdown.
Can I admit something kind of embarrassing?
Yeah.
I mix the two of them up all the time.
That's
They're
not
ve-
embarrassing.
I mean,
They're basically
Like
the same
I,
thing.
Yeah.
I just forget that they're different.
One's
people.
just unhinged and in litigation
they're
right
both just
now, and
so
the other's
loud.
right.
And
Yeah.
they're both just so
like, can't they
primal.
both just be buried under the ground? Like
And just don't bring them up. Just close
Yeah,
the lid
yeah,
off. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree with
they'd
that.
probably be best friends.
They need like a blast from the past scenario where you lock them away in a vault for like 2 decades, and then in 20 years, I don't mind them reemerging in 20 years. They're not like they're going to say anything more relevant or
Right.
even less relevant.
Right,
Right?
sure,
They're not
sure.
going to start speaking less relevancy
Mhm.
suddenly after 20 years. They're already saying dangerous and stupid things. The fact that there's so many people that blindly follow along, particularly with Joe Rogan,
Mhm.
just shows me that it makes me happy that we have ballistic like land missiles that can send nukes in about 45 minutes anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming
And
that
drones are
we're
great.
only ever 45 minutes away from total annihilation, and that's
Right.
the only thing that helps me sleep at night.
Well, and speaking of total annihilation, the whole world is coming to a crashing end here.
Oh, good.
We've got,
Oh, cool.
Vladimir Putin has a warrant out for his arrest.
Wow.
I
Now,
feel like I've missed a lot in the news
Okay,
lately.
this
so I need to hear.
this has happened since
I
the
feel
last
like
episode
there's
of the
like
show.
40,000 symbolic ones out there. How's this any different? Than
Well, because this is, I guess from the
because this is the real deal.
this is the real deal
that? It's
from
the real.
from
the real
yeah,
thing.
from the what are they called?
What's the,
like Interpol, I
UN?
guess, or whatever. Yeah,
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
what's the why? like,
child
is-
trafficking.
Stop it.
Yes, for moving these kids as they're going around and taking over parts of the Ukraine. They're moving the refugee children,
Oh my God.
and so
He just-
that's technicality
he
enough
goes
for
to-
them to
He
charge
grabs them
them.
by the wrist and then he judo flips him into the ground. That's how he gets them onto the like buses so you get them out.
Look at those children moving
All day. All day, keeps his core
Dang.
tight.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah. So that's coming up, and
Like
then-
it's gonna change anything. He's a fucking dictator. I mean,
when
yeah,
children,
but-
when children are involved, I feel like there's like
it's
It's a
gonna
little-
be interesting to see what
Yes.
happens. And also today, I mean, the day's not over yet
Uh-huh.
for those of us who are here live, but Trump announced that he was going to be arrested.
yeah. What was? Did
Now,
he get arrested then?
He did not, but I'm assuming that I went back and read his actual tweet that they were referring to, or whatever it was that he put this message out,
Mhm.
and he said next Wednesday. So I think he might mean
This
the
upcoming
the following
it's
Tuesday.
next Wednesday.
Or Tuesday, not Wednesday. Tuesday. Tuesday was the
So
day.
next
Yeah.
week, next
So-
episode will be
Yes, we'll be
having a
we'll be
report,
the-
a
yeah, we'll
live
see.
report.
We'll see what's happening there. But he's getting arrested for this whole Stormy Daniels payoff scandal thing. That
what?
is
That's
final.
so old.
It's
It is,
still
but-
it's because it's
but-
been in litigation.
Yeah. So at
What
You
least
know, how it goes, criminal justice major. You know,
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, any legal, yeah.
especially if you're rich and
Yeah.
and have a good
Mhm.
lawyer. or
Well,
Right.
just look at
whatever,
that Justin Roiland thing.
but,
That
you know,
the incident at hand,
happened like
which
years
he's
ago,
being
didn't it?
arraigned next month. It happened in 2020,
yeah.
Mhm.
and it's 2023, and it got suppressed in the news all the way
Yeah.
up for like 2.5 years.
Yep.
Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're right. With
all
the
while
more
he
money.
was building up his career some more. So.
Yeah, trying to just insulating himself
Yeah.
even more.
But this is funny because now if the two of them get arrested, can they be like buddies in jail?
They already are.
Yeah.
And I think Steven Seagal is feeling very frightened right now.
Oh, he's next up on the chopping block.
He is worried about what is next.
He's
I'm gonna take you to the bank, to the blood bank.
what did you say?
I feel slightly ignorant. What?
yeah. It's so
Are
Steven.
you aware of Steven Seagal? Do you know Steven Seagal?
I know the name. I feel
Okay, Steven
Oh,
Seagal is a
okay.
martial arts guy from the 90s. Okay,
Right.
he made Aikido very popular
Okay.
in all
Because
of
he
that
was in
stuff.
different movies and stuff.
Yes, he was
yeah.
in a bunch of
His whole
different.
fighting style can be summed up as this.
He looks like he's just slapping
I was gonna say, is he
around.
just slapping
He's trying
people?
to-
And
Yeah,
then,
he's-
and inappropriate times like breaking people's arms and
Oh, sure.
necks and all that,
That
sort of
sounds
stuff.
legit.
It's
Mhm.
just great 90s,
Mhm.
martial arts action.
Mhm.
And so Steven Seagal has played this kind of weird role in culture. Like he had a wife and then he wasn't married to her anymore for some reason from Japan.
Oh.
And then-
mysteriously disappeared.
He went somewhere else and married somebody else, but he was kind of still married to the other person. And so now he's on, like, he had a TV show for a little while and he got in trouble for that because he was like an assistant, like a volunteer sheriff's deputy or something like
He's
that.
like Dwight from The Office.
basically. And he did a
His
TV show.
Steven
It's
Seagal
on the
Law
Plex.
Man.
Yes.
It's on the
Stop it.
Plex.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
What?
so
yeah.
bad.
He's like
He's
I'm-
huge.
he's so fat.
He's-
He used to be built like Matt.
I was gonna say, I thought you said he like did like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on the
Mark?
Plex too. All the
Okay.
movies are on
He
there.
was-
Yeah.
yeah, we'll watch some
But we
of it.
don't.
Yeah.
But we don't like him.
So we have like this nostalgic love for him,
Mhm.
but he's a terrible person now, right?
Mhm.
So it's almost
so
like
phony, and
goddamn
He
Steve
resides
Seagal.
in Russia.
Yeah,
Like currently, I believe he
Why?
resides.
he
there,
has a
doesn't he?
dual citizenship
He's a big
there.
friend.
Why
I think his
Russia?
current wife might be Russian,
Oh,
maybe.
well, that makes no
Yeah.
sense.
And
His
so-
second is like collect.
this is like I
collection
think
of
this is like
wives.
his fifth one.
His harem.
Yeah, I'm
so to
pretty
speak.
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is he like eating them?
Well, we're not sure yet. We're waiting on the paperwork to
I
come
wouldn't-
back. Wait for the blood tests.
They got some bone marrow testing going on right
Yeah, we're
now
looking for
as
some-
we speak.
Yeah, that's it. But
That's
yeah,
the next warrant.
yeah, that's right.
Where have all these wives gone,
That's
Steven? We're curious as to where they've been.
Can you provide me any documentation as to what's been happening with all these wives?
My favorite thing about him is that he looks twice as big as when he started,
Right.
and his hair has become his widow's peak has become so much darker and more pronounced than it ever was, even in his youth. And following, like, as you watch his movies, Allison,
Yeah.
he goes through the 90s and his hair becomes increasingly receding and increasingly thinner and thinner and thinner until there's a point where it just is like Nicolas Cage. It's just consistently that kind of receded hairline,
Right.
just stop there,
Yeah.
and you can tell he's
Oh,
like painting it
no.
on there, and his fucking little fat goatee.
Right.
It's black. It's blacker than the coffee grounds that
And-
you
and-
slurp down tonight.
And every time he always has these glasses that are either like yellow ballistics
Like those?
glasses.
Mm.
That's exactly right.
There you go.
That's
Oh.
exactly what Steven Seagal looks
He
like.
looks gross.
He's a
Is that mean? That's kind of mean. I
he's
guess.
No, he's a gross person.
he's a gross
I
person.
do
Yeah.
name every seagull.
Yeah.
Steven.
There you go. And that it all works out. It all works out. But yeah, he's a character. But
He's pretty much a wild animal. You could work on it.
yeah,
Yeah,
you could.
You could fix his guts.
Yeah, there's
I don't know that I want to fix this guts.
I don't know that it could be fixed. I think it's beyond help
What
at this
happens,
point.
Allison, if you come across an animal that's like the equivalent of Hitler? It's moral. It's like it's done morally outrageous things. It's well known.
So I did have a patient once.
The Hitler of dogs.
So this
What
one-
do you do? Do
So-
you secretly euthanize it, or
So-
do you provide? Do you do no harm?
In Japan,
So-
heart surgeon number one.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I never make mistakes.
My good surgeon.
I'm a good surgeon. I did have a patient once that I don't think this isn't the dog's fault, but it was in the house when the owner died,
Hmm?
Oh
and
man!
it ate part of the owner.
That's it.
Hell yeah!
Okay, so
I'm gonna go on record and say that if I die alone in the house with Whisper, my
Mhm.
cat, he has
He's gotta
100% permission
survive.
to eat me.
yeah,
He can eat the whole part of me, all of me,
that's it.
because I don't want him to
I
die.
know.
Yeah.
And
I
if,
know.
if that helps him get through
Mhm.
between the,
It
I'm
was-
not using this body anymore.
I'm done with it.
Well,
It's all
I'm
yours.
checked out.
It's lunch and dinner and breakfast tomorrow. Have at it.
It was a Yorkie, by the
Oh
way.
my God. When you think of dogs that would eat a human,
Mind you,
Yorkie
it
is
wasn't-
probably the
It
last
wasn't
one.
the entire person. It was just like little nibbles.
Yeah.
Nibbles.
Well,
As
yeah,
much as they
yeah,
could.
it's what
Like
you
chewed
can
all
get
like
down,
the tip
yeah.
of the fingers off,
Something
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we
That's
could
the closest I've
earlobes.
come to like morally
Reprehensible
questionable.
things. Yeah.
I don't know how you would
The problem is
Yeah.
that
pinpoint Hitler dog or Hitler cat.
Dogs go, yeah, Hitler, yeah,
how
Hitler
about
dog.
how about like a serial killing bear or something like that?
A serial
it's a
killing
wild-
bear.
Yeah,
It's different.
you know,
it's different
they
'cause
don't-
it's a wild animal.
Maybe what if it was like what if it's a dog that only barked at minorities?
I get some of those sometimes.
Oh my
According to the owners, yeah.
That
They're-
sounds like some imprinting going
like
on.
two days ago, I had a client. I had a client bring in their dog, and she was like, I think she's racist because she only barks and growls at brown people.
Oh my god.
And I was like, our dogs tend to feed off of our own feelings
That's
sometimes.
it. That's it. Yeah, they're learning it somewhere from the leader of the pack.
Jeez. Oh
Yeah.
my
It
god.
was an awkward conversation, but
Oh man, if you were Dr. Rodriguez, there might have been a
I
whole
know.
different situation
Right.
going
That's
on
it.
in there. And I guarantee you that you being who you are, I'm sure if you were like of like of a different ethnicity, that dog probably would have been cool with you because your personality. It's not. I'm sure that it's the owner that
yeah,
imprints that onto the pet.
We just don't.
I think the GPS chip also has an Ancestry.com app on it. So I think you're both wrong. I think they know exactly where you're from. To the country.
The
We're not
exact
even
GPS
talking region.
location.
Yeah. We're talking longitude, latitude. They got them all. Got it all ironed out. Know exactly where you're coming
I mean,
from.
they got these they got these nanobots that they're already working into like the medical field.
Do you mean Brendan Fraser?
Yeah,
Is Brendan Fraser nanobots?
he's composed of a lot of nanobots all working together.
Something is
hold him
happening
up.
here. Yeah. Well, no, because like all these because didn't A24 do everywhere too?
Yeah.
So that and the whale like sweeping all of these awards and
Oh.
everything like that,
Mhm.
and now
I have not seen either of those.
it's
by the
showing
way.
up. They're
Yeah.
both on the Plex.
They're both
we
on the
saw
Plex
that. We
now?
saw that. Yeah, we saw
Both.
it, didn't we?
The whale that
Yeah, because
Yes.
you
Oh,
pointed it out,
we
you're like,
did
"The
open it up
whale."
and look. Yeah. My God, I don't know how you're
Yeah.
getting them on there so fast.
It's all thanks to
Yes.
Brendan
we can't
Fraser.
talk. We can't talk about it on the air.
It's because of Brendan
all
Fraser's.
Brendan.
Yeah, it's all
And
thanks
the
to him.
nanobot.
Because I told him that I believe in you, Brendan Fraser.
Mhm.
I'll stay here and feed you Taco Bell quesaritos as long as you need to gather your strength and come back and do another blockbuster, because there has not been enough entries in the Mummy franchise. I don't care how much of how many dirigibles we need to navigate you around this mummy-esque world. I want to see you running from a wall of sand again, Brendan Fraser. However we need to make that happen.
The
What
imagery.
hot
It's just-
the turbo sauce, whatever the fucking sauce you need, Brendan Fraser, for these quesaritos, we're gonna get it for you,
you need to
because
sprinkle cocaine on it.
we need you in front. That's exactly right. Yeah, cocaine and tissues, because he's crying. Oh,
He's dabbing. He's
He's
either
hot.
sweating or he's
he's
crying.
hot
I
and
hope
he's
he's
sad.
okay.
He's just wet.
He
I hope
is
he's
just wet.
okay.
Yeah,
Wet.
I
He's
don't-
like, you know, the xenomorph. You know how drippy and
that's
soggy
he
those
is the
things are?
exactly
whale,
right.
right?
He's
He was
become,
the
that's
whale.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
Mhm.
it was a significant amount of prosthetics on there.
Just
but-
on the bottom part though.
Mhm.
The top,
Nothing
that's
on
all
the
him
head.
up here.
That's
I
right.
hope he's
Chin up.
okay.
At the very least, he feels like he's appreciated.
Yeah.
You know,
He-
and
Tears of gratitude.
that's right.
He said he
that's
was
right.
open to doing more mummy movies.
He did say that.
I mean, he's fun. I think he's just happy to have some kind of resurgence of a career
Yeah.
right
Well,
now.
sure, everybody. Yeah, they all,
He's-
and they
Everyone
deserve it. It's
loves
all
him.
great. Yeah.
Aw.
Yeah.
Remember when we were gonna meet him?
Yeah, and then all this,
Yeah.
then
And
the
then
Oscar
everything
buzz
blew up and
started
we were like,
happening.
we're never gonna meet
When the
him.
Oscar
Never
buzz
going
happened.
to.
Yeah.
I
That
was so excited.
Mm.
In fact, I think I threw a mini golf game. I was so excited I couldn't even focus to get that ball down that little fucking ramp, and I hit every one of those fucking planters on there. I took an extra 4 strokes to get to that hole, because Brendan Fraser was in my head saying, "Well, hi, Matt," in his astonished, breathy voice, looking at me with his saggy, fat face. I love him. I wanted to meet you, Brendan Fraser, and you broke my heart.
Brendan Fraser's like a pound puppy.
So, yeah.
He chose to ingratiate himself with all the people that didn't stick up for him
Yeah.
or help him or any of that stuff. He went to some award show
Mhm.
and he did his whole tour for his Oscar stuff.
Right.
Instead of coming to meet down to earth, normal ass fucking people
It's probably because
that he promised to do, you know,
It's probably PR. His PR person. Was
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
like,
no.
You should be doing.
they're like,
this.
"You're doing this,"
Yeah.
you know, and he's like, "I don't."
He's
I
probably
don't
such a
want
nice
to.
guy.
I
I
bet
want to
you he is.
uphold.
Yeah, he's probably so nice.
You know who so compared to John Bernthal,
Yeah.
Oh man, I
who's
would.
not a nice guy.
I would have so much rather.
Oh, me too.
He's real. though.
100%. If you told me
He's a real one.
he's a real
oh
one,
my god, no, he's not.
he's a real piece of shit.
That's right.
I'll eat when I'm dead. Who says that though?
I
How?
I know. I was like, is this a zombie
Right.
reference? Like
Maybe it was a Walking Dead joke that flew way the hell over my head.
next time when he's around, I'm just gonna go up to him and be like, "Let me ask you something."
I love it.
Yeah.
when next time you say
He's
next
gonna
time,
come around
like he's
again.
100% going to be
He
in
will.
it.
Just-
What else is he doing?
Here's my goal. This is
I
the
wanna
only
yeah.
reason I want to live longer. Sorry, but the only reason I want to live for a long time is so that I can go to like MonsterCon 172,
Yeah.
and he's like decrepit and just begging for any of your money because he spent all the rest of the money, his Walking Dead
He's-
money, his
He's
Scorsese
Wilford
money.
Brimley.
Yes.
He's Wilford Brimley.
No, even better. He's the guy that we were like, "Oh, it's John Hammond over in the
That's
corner."
right. Exactly right.
Did we, who was that? Who did that end up being?
Matt has his scrap paper.
I have it on quick draw.
That was so great. We're like, you should go get that. And Matt just reaches into the trash and pulls out.
I pulled it out. And I was like, I'm not going to take trash. And I put it back in the trash. I was like, what the fuck am I talking about? Of course I'm taking this.
My whole life is
That's not
trash.
trash.
This is
It's
what I
You're
do.
coming with
I
me.
love this. This is going to be great.
It's the doodle scraps of John Hammond.
Yeah.
Oh my
I still have no idea who that actor was.
From
no one else does. I
Yeah,
mean, he's from
Was
that
he
one
from
movie.
Halloween.
I was gonna
Halloween.
say, was he from?
He's the
yeah.
cop in Halloween, the
Yeah.
sheriff.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that
That's
We
as
should
much.
have gone and had a drink with him.
Oh my God, the
But at the
stories.
same time, I think he didn't want to. But he wasn't that busy. But I don't think he wanted to
Oh my
be
God.
seen.
That was
huh?
the last
Have you
spot.
told Matt your plan?
Oh yeah. When we go to MonsterCon in April, Christina Ricci's going to be there.
Yes, I know.
My only interaction I want to have with her. This is the only time I'll go up to talk to her.
Okay.
Excuse me. Is I'm going to go up and be like, so I really enjoyed your work in the Addams Family movie.
Mhm.
Your predecessor was here previously.
That's
I
it.
I want to make one request of you. It's okay to say no, but I want to ask that you, in her honor, come to me with the to the bar. Come with me to the bar and do a triple shot of Jaeger. Just wanna, just in her memory,
Oh my God.
one shot, and you can go back to whatever you want.
That's it. This is gonna happen
Yeah.
now.
It
When
has
you
to
when you
happen.
wrap up, come meet up with me at the bar briefly.
Oh.
I'll pay for it. We'll cheers it. You go on to do whatever you want to do.
Oh,
I won't
wow.
bother you after that. I promise.
Were
Oh,
you guys
wow.
able to snag a picture of the other Wednesday?
Oh
No,
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 Oh,
we didn't end
man.
up talking to her. We just saw her saunter in there. and-
Mid shot.
God, I
Oh,
wish we
no.
had. No, it happened
What-
so fast.
It
was
did, yeah.
astonishingly
Well, it sounds like
fast
she
for a woman of her
counted it.
age and
Well, we weren't even
health.
talking about that. You said she was only in her like 60s.
She
Yeah.
was 64 when she got that. All of our parents are way older than her. Okay, but she looked like older than my grandfather.
She's seen some things. I don't know.
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Like a lot of Jaeger.
Yeah, a lot of
She
Jaeger.
must have had a little too much Jaeger because she was walking around with a cane. She was
She
in good
was- She was
spirits.
in rough
but
shape. Yeah.
whoa,
But yeah.
that's a oof.
Yeah.
That's what they call getting to the finish line, skidding through the finish line.
That's right,
With your
ripping
legs
sideways.
torn off
That's-
and like yeah, just all just
Just a
road
torso
rash.
lying in the middle of a crossroads.
you've been quartered.
That's
You've
right.
finally done it.
This is what it's like.
Oh my God, is that why they call them quarter horses?
Yeah.
Yeah, so because they
Wait, are
would
we
be
being serious?
drawn and
Uh,
quartered, right? Because that was I mean, I might be
There is a
describing
type
it
of
kind
horse.
of in a silly
It's
way, but
it's
it was a form of
because
execution.
The horse's legs are so muscular you can bounce a quarter off of
That's
them.
right. That's right.
Come on, we got to do the test. Is it a quarter horse or not? Looks like a penny horse to me.
That's a weak ass horse right there. That thing's about to become glue. Let me tell you something. That thing's gonna throw a shoe and turn into glue in about
That's right.
5 minutes.
Here comes that
There you go.
Elmer's logo.
That's right. Here it comes.
What
Look
is
out.
it? We debated that the other
It's a
day.
cow.
It's,
It's
a
a
cow.
cow.
It's a cow.
We looked at that logo. I'm like, what kind of
I'm pretty sure.
monstrosity is that?
Yeah.
Because
thing?
they did make it like with the thought of we use animal product. for
That's
these
They use cow
products.
too for glue.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
Oh
yeah.
my god,
Yeah.
Allison, do you know how to make glue?
No.
Okay, I wondered if that was in your doctorate or not.
Nope.
In your PhD,
I do.
Matt knows how to make glue.
I almost made a really dark joke, but I don't feel comfortable.
The only
making
thing I
it.
know is how to make things sticky. Okay,
There you
That's
go.
all I can contribute.
That's what it's all about. Keep the world as sticky as possible. Please don't. Please don't. I'll take sandpaper everywhere. Please don't make things sticky. Please.
Really, you don't like sticky?
Oh,
You hate sticky.
I
That's
just
right.
got done talking about this the other week.
Yeah, you guys are talking about this. I think
Yeah.
last week.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate
But you
the
love
mess.
sandpaper.
Anything that's
And you
that
hate
like
that.
like I grab it and it's
The
there.
yin and the yang.
Love
Sticky's
it.
fine with me. I don't like when my hands are sticky from like tree sap. That
Yeah.
really bothers me.
Yeah.
But I'll take that over sandpaper. You run sandpaper across my hands, I shiver from like head to toe.
See, that's how I
It-
feel
it
about
Shakes my bones. I hate
like
it.
packing
Oh.
snow and cotton balls.
Like the
And
sound or the feeling?
The feeling of
How about
and,
that scraping
and
foam?
the sound. It like sends chills up my body.
Can you handle
Jesus.
the chalkboard sound? Can you handle foam rubbing on
I can't handle
itself?
the chalkboard sound. Just because
Sometimes the chalkboard's
eats.
rough, but that's just because of the tone of it.
Yeah.
the
like,
chalkboard for me is like I can almost like feel it.
yeah,
You know?
it's
Oh,
tactile.
Allison has this thing about like jeans and the material denim.
Oh, I don't know
Oh,
what it
really?
is. Like when you're itching them,
Yeah.
and it's that like scritch.
Oh.
and it's
So you
just-
go against the
oh,
grain on them.
Yeah, yeah.
oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
I, see, I like that.
If she's like,
That.
my thigh itches, and I'll scratch at her, and then she's like, "Ugh," and I'm like, oh no, I did it the wrong way.
Gotta go against the grain.
Sorry.
It's similar to the chalkboard thing where it's
Yeah.
just like it's just the texture,
Uh-huh.
and it
Yeah.
just makes me just kind of like I have to touch something like this. Like,
Yeah.
No, if I touch
Ugh.
sandpaper, I need to touch something smooth again.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh,
it will stick with me like a
sandpaper,
PTSD.
I feel like I don't mind too much,
No.
Oh,
but like because it's exfoliating.
Yeah, right. That's what I
nope.
Yeah. But
And
sticky
now
stuff
you
too.
know you're wrong. Now you know you're wrong, Matt.
It's 2-1.
There you go.
And this is as much people as that will listen to me at one time.
exactly
so all of
right.
you that are here right now,
Yeah, if-
it's the most audience I'll ever
If
have.
Deirdre's still listening, I'm kind of curious about her.
Yeah.
Deirdre, weigh in. What do you think?
No, I think Deirdre's going. It's
All right,
it's
bye.
just, but Juan's here.
Juan!
Juan!
What do you think, Juan? Help
What
me
is
out.
Juan think? Yeah.
No, I mean, that's just be honest. I mean, whatever you feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, right.
I can understand it though,
And it
almost,
doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be whatever thing creeps you out.
Well,
But go
the
ahead, though.
sandpaper almost like does stick to your skin, but in like a really abrasive
Yeah.
kind of way.
Grabs on.
Yeah,
And that's I think it because it's happening in 1,000 times microscopically.
Yeah.
It just like something about it in my brain. It just like rattles my bones. I like it. It just cringes me so hard.
How do you
Ugh,
feel when if Whisper like licks your hand,
that's
like
fine.
with the pokey parts?
Yeah, but
That's
see,
fine.
that's
But that's like sandpaper.
it's like sandpaper.
That's
Mhm.
fine
They're
though.
like little.
I don't know. It's sandpaper. I
It's
feel
all
like
in
the,
your
the
head.
grit is like
Yeah.
tinier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. You'd be a great therapist, Matt.
Listen,
Doctor, what's wrong with me?
You're a
It's all in your
dummy.
head.
It's all in your head.
It's on your head, stupid. Get
Look.
better. Try harder, you idiot.
Go to sleep.
Why don't you
dummy.
stop? Look, here's your prescription. Stop being a bitch about everything, okay? All your problems, boo-hoo, woe is me. Get a job, contribute to Social Security so that I can retire in Florida.
I'm gonna start saying this to my patients.
I have things to do with my life, okay? All right. Sometimes, on the weekends, I got to get my freak on,
Mm.
and you're getting in my way.
I can only donate so much plasma.
That's right.
All right, I need your help. You're fucked up and I'm not. You pay my bill.
That's
you
right.
foot my bill.
Sorry.
I did the work. You didn't.
Sorry.
Okay, it should be on your backs.
Sorry, I figured it out before you. But it's going to cost you a whole lot more money.
It's the way the game works.
Because let me tell you, that guy, Snake Eyes, he plays for keeps. Okay,
Mhm.
and by that I mean he has a baseball bat named Keeps that he has in the trunk of his car. And if I don't come up with $1,400 by the end of Thursday, I'm going to be fucked. Okay,
You've got
you
the
think
worst.
you got problems?
That's what it was like having my dad for a dad. You're looking at him for therapy, and instead he's just telling you how bad he's got it and that it's your fault. I love this therapist.
I wouldn't even have to borrow the money if it had been for people like you having me to keep this place open. Boo-hoo, we need the lights to be on. Still got the same problems in the dark, don't you? Probably worse, right? Just like Weird News.
Oh, so much worse.
So much worse.
Oh God.
Oh,
This therapist with a gambling problem.
maybe your dad is in therapy.
Oh yeah, he's the
Yeah.
therapist. He's
Yeah,
just
right.
he's cornering people and trying to tell them his opinion on like what they should do with their lives.
Oh no.
Yeah, Juan says sandpaper's fine. It's exfoliating like when you get a pedicure.
Oh,
Yeah, see,
I've
I don't know
never
what
had
it
a
is. It's like
pedicure.
I
That
got like a
sounds
weird.
nice.
You never had that before?
No.
I haven't either. I just thought that I guess it was like a little presumptive of me to think that just because you're a girl you might have like encountered that at some point.
I feel like I've neglected my
pig.
I know, what a
sexist pig.
I need to go to that therapist you're
That's
talking
right.
about.
It's time for you to do some more sensitivity training.
I'm going to show you how sensitive your kneecaps can be to a baseball bat. You'll love this. It's gonna be a great lesson.
It's worse than sandpaper.
Technically, yeah, I'll take that, I guess. I'd rather be able to walk than have to, just feel a little cringy when I touch sandpaper. It's weird because Whisper's tongue does not actually bother
But
me.
that's like real pokey.
Yeah, it's got all those barbs and shit all over it.
Juan says, Steven Seagal, where are you?
Where in the world is Steven Seagal?
That's it.
He's out there breaking some Russian people's
can
arms.
they make a new
Hopefully.
version of the game show Carmen? Because you guys saw that, I'm sure, when you were younger, right? That there was a game show Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Oh yes.
I don't know if I ever watched the
I
game
remember it.
show
I remember
unless
it
it
so
was
vividly.
associated to the cartoon.
It
I watched the
was.
cartoon
So,
for
like,
sure, but I don't remember the
because it
game
was
show.
based on the cartoon. But
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
they should do one with Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I'm all about it.
And all the other criminals and war
Yeah,
criminals.
right, yeah.
Where in the world is
Vladimir Putin?
Vladimir Putin? Because he's not at his home. He's not at his residence. I'll tell you that. I haven't seen him there.
We checked.
Awfully quiet.
We knocked twice.
Hello, Putin.
Very quietly.
Trick or treat.
No biters.
Nope.
No biters.
Trick or treat. Is that how cops would say?
No, it's
We
just how I,
reliably.
it's how I do it.
That's how I visit people.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's like the most reliable way to get somebody to answer the door. Oh my god, is it Halloween? Hang on, I'll come. You've
It
been
must be a
served.
small child.
You've just been served.
Oh man, can you get children to serve people?
Well,
That's a
I
good
would
question.
say beyond the moral entanglements of that
No.
particular
Okay,
question.
so
I would
what
say-
about like an 18-year-old who happens to look very, very
Yeah,
young?
oh,
Chris
yeah.
Hansen?
That's
Chris!
it.
I know you know the people.
Why did you bring wine with you here tonight?
I'm not saying anything sexual.
No, but I mean, but Chris Hansen has the Rolodex of people who look 18
Yeah.
or look below 18 and are 18.
And headshots. He's got
headshots.
Yep.
Trick or treat.
On a Rolodex. It's huge.
Trick or treat.
You've been
It's-
served.
Vroom, vroom. It's like filtering through posters at Spencer's. That's Chris Hansen's Rolodex. All the great parts of this are on the stream and not on the show. You need to watch the
Oh,
stream.
gone. They're all
my
gone.
God.
Let's-
Juan is the only person who gets to sit back and watch the narcissistic indulgence of us thinking that we're the most hilarious people on earth.
That's it.
See,
He's
this
the
is why
only
Sean
one.
needs to listen to like the live stream.
Oh,
instead,
Sean would
maybe.
love the live stream.
Yeah. He's missing out.
Mhm.
It's his loss.
Too bad, Sean.
Let's
Sorry.
lose some more weird news.
Help me, Jewish God! Help me, Allah! Ah!
Weird news on the Kickstarter match.
Help me, Tom Cruise! Tom Cruise used the witchcraft on me to get the fire off me! Oh, help me, Oprah Winfrey! Ah!
A tarantula enjoys a fine chewing gum. A human torch is denied a bank loan. The arsonist has partnership.
And now, with this week's weird news, here's Mitch.
So here we go. Let's get the video up here for
yeah.
our dear viewers at home. Which right now it's just one. Number one, holding down the fort,
Juan,
Number one.
you're gonna get all the best parts of the show.
carrying it. Yeah, Juan got a whole other bit that completely missed. Again, it's part of the reason why Tuesdays,
Tune into the live stream.
whenever
Or
Matt gets
It's
here,
worth
just
it.
go back whenever I get here at the
And he's-
reliable
and
time
done
of
eating.
anywhere between 7:30 and 8:15,
That's right. Sometimes before or way after.
or much later.
Who knows?
Whenever I
It's
just
like
show
a
up.
nice surprise.
But just
Yeah.
plan to set aside your entire evening.
It's it's the
Just
kind of
wait for
thing.
Matt.
It's the kind of arrogance that people who either have no audience or a humongous audience
Exactly.
can do. So I'm just, like manifest what you want to dream
Right.
big
Yeah,
and dress for the job you want. That's what I'm
That's-
trying to do.
that's it.
I'm dressing up like an asshole so that I can be successful.
Shoot the ground and you'll land somewhere amongst the bars.
That's
And-
right.
And you'll find out what you're looking for. Well, I'll tell you what this guy was looking for. An 82-year-old Colorado man
Okay.
was charged Wednesday with selling and trading fake Michael Jordan basketball
Oh,
cards
You can go to
brilliant.
jail for that?
in a scheme that prosecutors said resulted in him making more than $800,000.
Oh, my
Holy
God.
shit. Walter White, move over.
Jeez
This is a
Louise.
way safer version
This
of
is
making
how I should
money.
be paying my vet school bills.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
He's like,
Michael
no, this is a
Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan.
The
He
B
play-
stands for
he-
basketball. He's playing for the Chicago Bulls.
That's right. Well, so Mayo Gilbert McNeil was arrested in Denver, where he lives, after a complaint was unsealed in federal court in Brooklyn, charging him with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, according to the U.S. Attorney's
Wire
Office.
There's a classification for basically every kind of thing. Like if like you could be arrested right now for some kind of form of some kind of crime.
Right, we'll figure
There's
it
so
out.
many things on the books.
It's like
basically.
insubordination from high school. They're just like,
Yeah.
if you're
Mhm.
I don't like your general disposition,
Here's a yellow
insubordination.
slip.
Pretty much, yeah, yeah.
Mr. Roth used to do tomfoolery all the time.
Stop
I
it.
loved it. I
Oh.
loved it.
I got some bullshit.
Somewhere
That's
I have a
bullshit,
yellow slip with him. He wrote
Really?
tomfoolery on it.
You need
I have to figure it
you
out.
need
I
to
have a
grade
pad
that.
of yellow slips somewhere too.
Seriously?
I sure
A
do.
pad of them? Who'd you steal
I
them
don't
from?
throw anything away. Mrs. Alke gave them to me
Why?
just because she liked me. And she was like, if you're ever late for class, just fill one of these out.
What?
Wow.
No
Yeah.
teacher liked me like
No.
that much at all.
I don't know why
There was
she
one
liked me
teacher
that
like me
much.
like that. And it was Father Cawley.
Yeah.
That was a different reason. That was he liked something else on me. Oh man, but this is a brilliant scheme.
Yeah.
I love
But
this.
then he got caught.
He did.
And
well,
they can basically you're defrauding your customer on a grand enough
Yeah.
scale. The thing is,
Yeah.
it's on a big enough scale. They made $800,000. Like that's
Jeez, man.
that's definitely
This
actionable.
makes me
Well,
either
especially
wanna
because the
sell-
taxes, right?
Right. Well, that's and
It's-
of course
it's tax
it's
fraud.
all about
Oh,
the taxes. McNeil was accused of making numerous fraudulent deals beginning in 2015, including the 2019 sale of a counterfeit card to a victim in Massachusetts, or rather, Manhasset, New York, for $4,500. And a 2017 deal in which he traded 2 counterfeit cards for 2 authentic Tom Brady football cards.
Oh,
Here's the thing.
Diversify.
Here is the
Dang.
thing. I want to hear more about the story, but if this guy faithfully replicated these cards
Yeah.
to the point that to a trained eye it was very hard to tell
Mhm.
that it wasn't legit,
Right.
and he made these people happy
Yeah.
because it's a fucking card. I
It's
mean,
true.
at the end of the day, it's literally just the same carbon that this other fucking card is made out of. I mean, who fucking cares,
Mhm.
right? I honestly, oh god, oh my god,
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan.
You are very passionate about this.
I'm so angry about this right now. I just proceeded to spill my drink all over this fucking podcast
There's a lot
setup
of
that we
there's
have.
a lot of feelings
Thank you.
happening right now.
I'm so impassioned because I feel like that you're providing the same amount of joy that that a real card would. So why? I just don't understand why.
The difference is that
such a
when
huge
they
deal.
go,
However-
if it's an asset for them, and one day they don't have that, or like they try and claim that money back. Oh God.
As we frantically clean this podcast
we're like cleaning
studio.
and talking, but as like they try and like get that money back or whatever to cash
Oh,
it in,
right.
and they're like, sorry, this is a counterfeit card. I guess that's the instance in which it would make a difference.
Yeah.
I see. Here's the thing, though. It's caveat emptor in a way because
This is true.
He built $800,000 out of people who won't independently certify a product before giving money to it. When you're talking about spending $4,000 on
I
a
know,
single
right?
piece of paper, it's saying it's graded and it's seemingly reliable. Why wouldn't you get like a third party to just check it out?
Yeah, to
mean,
verify it or something.
Just verify it. Like it's not out of the ordinary to do that, especially when purchasing things of this
for something
collector's
like that.
grade
yeah.
stuff.
I guess because he's buying it. I don't know if this is the one.
I'm trying so hard to imagine spending $4,000 on a card, and I'm trying not to be judgmental.
I don't.
That's like a lot of.
But like I
I
said,
don't
all of
get
it's
it.
just carbon. Like when you think about it, all this stuff, all this like the commerce basically is conducted in the mind. It's
Mhm.
all based on what you feel is of value, and if
Right,
enough
right.
people feel it's of value, then suddenly the prices start to go up.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, it's just a matter of like what shape, style, color, all that. I mean,
With
it's all
them-
preference.
With them, it's a matter of like when it was actually issued, though. Which
Yeah.
is where. It
Sure,
matters,
yeah.
Look, it looks like it.
Yeah.
People will pay exorbitant prices for the most insane junk you've ever seen or heard of.
Of course.
Like,
Well-
honestly,
Mr. McNeil defrauded sports memorabilia collectors for more than $800,000 by intentionally misrepresenting the authenticity of trading cards he was peddling when, in fact, they were counterfeit. So in a brief phone call, McNeil said he was released without bail after an initial appearance in the U.S. District Court in Colorado. I did nothing wrong, he said, declining to comment later. He's like, I didn't do anything wrong.
They're legit.
I'm innocent. Give me my cards back. I have a few hotels I have to visit on the way.
And a few clients to reach.
There's some people who are interested in some things that I have. Or maybe I have made.
That I will have once
That's
you
right.
give them to me.
That's right. Once you give them back to me,
Give them back.
so I can go make my money.
Man, that's just nuts, dude. But I mean, I really do. I don't want to like victim blame here, but these buyers, they're not certifying any of this crap.
Yeah.
How are you not getting just totally fucked over by any old person?
Well, I think what it is,
You know what I mean?
I
Like-
think he might be also counterfeiting these authentication things.
Yeah,
here.
Oh.
but
you should expect that, though. I mean,
yeah, right.
How genius of a plan
you
is
really
that?
do
that
need to have an awareness.
anyone with a printer can do that shit.
Right. Well,
You know
sure.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. You just have to create all that stuff, but it's not that you couldn't. I think, yeah, it really is. It's anything in collectibles. You have to be
Here's what he
conscious.
Here's where he failed. He should have been trading that money up to purchase real legit ones
If he were smart.
and trading them back for a
Mhm.
lesser price.
Mhm.
So
Still
he would have
making a
ended up
profit.
still making
Yeah.
a profit. Exactly.
Yeah, there
This
you
is
go.
how the scheme should have worked. He was smart enough to make these near flawless copies
That's it.
that independently verified being verified as being illegitimate.
Right.
But he wasn't smart enough to do that game where he eventually pays everyone back
Mhm.
Ponzi scheme style,
Mhm.
right?
Exactly right.
I have some plans for our future.
Beautiful.
That was so menacing.
Get ready. Get ready. Get
I'm
ready.
either going to use my science degrees to make meth, or I might follow up on this.
There
All
we
right,
go.
well.
No, we don't have enough listeners that I'm going to get like called into the cops.
Right now we got Juan, and
Juan.
Juan's not saying a word.
Oh,
Juan knows
Juan
the
will keep
one-
my secret.
He knows the key rule when it comes to this kind of stuff. It's snitches get stitches,
That's right.
and the buying in on the ground floor
I just
means
wanna-
you get the most bang for your buck. So Juan is going to
One
basically
and two.
Just want to pay off my
Step
school
one.
debt.
Step one.
step
Step
one,
one.
have
Every-
a good idea. Step two, call Juan and ask him to get involved in your idea so that he can help.
Followed by
We all
want to
leave our job,
That's it.
Allison. Me and Juan both do not want to be there.
Yeah. Set it
Although
all
Juan
up.
needs to keep Juan does need to keep a clean record because he's he wants to be in entertainment.
Yeah.
Juan
God
says,
knows-
"See nothing, hear nothing, know nothing."
That's right.
Cool.
He knows the deal.
Now, what's going on?
You
I don't
know.
know what's going on. I'll tell you who else didn't know what was going on. Now, we've all had a few difficult moments teaching our grandparents how to get the grips on technology, but one woman will be wishing she'd never tried in the first place after she was left with an absolutely horrific tale.
Uh-oh.
Oh no! What is
I'm
this
so-
going to be? Grizzly
I'm like
or is
on
it
the
going to be
edge
faux
of my
pas?
seat right now.
I don't know if this is going to end up in body parts or just like
Even worse, everyone
like-
could see what was happening.
What?
Well, that's Grizzly.
There's just no chance of sweeping it under the rug and hoping that no one else would hear about it.
Details.
This horror story was read out on the Nearly Weds podcast.
Nearly weds.
I don't know.
What
Some
what
stupid
every
bullshit.
jackass with a fucking with enough money to have a microphone and headphones has a fucking podcast. What is and including not limited to
Yours truly.
case in point right here.
I hold myself in contempt.
To be fair, you guys were early on.
That's right. That's
Get
right.
me all I'm saying is get me a strong rope.
Yeah. She does look pregnant once. Yep.
Hey, look, Grandpa ain't firing blanks.
That's it.
Oh no.
No, his
Wait,
Either that or-
so what are the details? of
Mom's
the
been
story?
drinking a lot of wine recently. So Sophie was the one who told us all the tale, having to stop on a couple occasions to shout no and shock at what she was reading out. So it started like this. All right. was sitting down having food with a boy I liked, and we were having a great night. So far, so good, of
Oh,
course.
that's
Right?
lovely. Mhm.
Story continued. Then I got a notification from Facebook to tell me that my granddad was live.
Okay.
On Facebook.
No. Uh-huh.
This has never happened before, and I thought he had just been out live streaming a band or something like that. Being the stupid, nosy person I am, I clicked on the link only for me to be presented with a full screen view of a hand holding a penis.
He's Facebook living himself jerking off.
After a few seconds
I'm
of the
assuming it
penis
was
being
an
on the
accident.
screen, the camera panned up to reveal my grandfather's face. Jerking off to one of his friends on Facebook.
Whoa. Oh my God, granddad.
All right. So as if that wasn't mortifying enough, the
I'm
woman
starting to feel a
wasn't
lot-
over. It
I'm
wasn't
starting
over
to
yet.
feel a lot better about my grandfather having died.
this is the more realistic timeline of Dirty Grandpa. This whole thing here.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
The boy I was dating immediately shouted, "Who is that?" To which I screamed in panic, "My grandfather!" I promptly left and returned home to tell my parents, who were sitting in the living room in stitches, laughing at my grandfather telling him how to remove the live stream from his page. So she could
Oh,
only finish
no.
with a gasp while Jamie was clutching his face and convulsing in silent laughter at the modern day horror story. So you might think that's a horror story, friends, but you didn't have this happen
Oh
to you.
no, I don't know what's coming here.
It's-
I
How
am
are these
so
pictures
concerned right
related?
now.
It's going to be bad.
I'm very concerned. Is this a parasite issue?
It's almost.
Ah.
One student tragically had to undergo
What is
multiple surgeries that will alter his life forever
Well, that's never good news.
after eating some of his roommate's leftovers the next day.
Oh,
Thank God we never lived together, Matt, because this would be you. Okay, if you
it
ever,
would, yeah.
if you ever
My
ate-
stomach is
you
not
would've-
built
you
for this
would've-
kind of food
would've
that you
died
eat.
immediately.
First of all, that's assuming that I'm dumb enough to try to eat any food that I think was yours, which I would 100% go.
No.
You know what I would do? Like the Michael Jordan cards, I'd independently verify that food was yours and how old it was. I wouldn't trust your word for it. Are you kidding?
You need to staple a receipt from the restaurant on top of the
It's
leftovers.
a few days old, and meanwhile, it's literally like 18 months old.
Look at the year.
It's so old that a new mom would brag about how
Right.
big it is for
Yeah.
its age.
Listed only in weeks.
Yes.
She's 912 weeks.
She's very big for 912 weeks. I can't get her to fit into any
Can't
even
figure it out.
1072 week old clothes.
Something in the diet. Well, the fright,
I'm so excited.
It's
the,
something
fr-
in
the
this guy's
frightful
diet.
food in question was chicken noodle soup.
What? And okay, wait, there's like a pasta dish or something going
Yeah.
on the left.
They
But that's
forgot
okay.
all
That's
broth.
So-
it made me hungry to look at it, which is why I'm scared.
Yeah, it had been left in the fridge overnight. And less than a day after eating the dish, the student felt extremely ill and had a plethora of health complications, leading to an eventual amputation of all of his limbs.
Holy shit!
Was it via horse?
What?
I was making a reference to the quarter horse.
Yeah, it could have been the horse. It was the horse. They found him in the middle of the road. Like, what
Dr.
are you-
Nay. Dr. Nay will see you now.
That's it. What are you doing out here in the middle of the court? According to the report, the patient had a severely high temperature, a pulse of 166 beats per minute, and had to be sedated. He had no known allergies and had received his childhood vaccinations. He smoked 2 packs of cigarettes each week, weed on a daily basis, but he wasn't a big drinker.
That's still like not terribly unhealthy. I
Right.
thought you were gonna say 2 packs a day, and I was like, oh,
No.
but 2 packs a week is
Yeah.
like not really anything.
So the patient was so ill he had been taken to the intensive care unit of another hospital by a helicopter to be further treated. The patient had been well until 20 hours before this admission when diffused abdominal pain and nausea developed after he ate rice, chicken, and lo mein leftovers from a restaurant meal. So I don't know why it said chicken soup.
was
or
not
whatever
chicken
the fuck
noodle
is.
It
soup.
was Chinese
Chick-
food.
Yes, chicken
Okay.
lo mein.
Uh-oh.
Please continue.
So 5 hours. Yes, yeah.
The face
So
of like
five-
the face of like
but no,
understanding
this
goes
is,
in.
This is what it's like at the end of the game of Clue. 5 hours before the admission, purplish discoloration of the skin developed, and a friend took the patient to the emergency department of another hospital for evaluation. He noted that the severe symptoms that he was suffering seemed likely to have been an aggressive bacterial infection. His kidneys had failed. His blood had started to clot. This all less than 24 hours since he ate the food.
Damn, man. How come his roommate isn't like dying?
Because it wasn't overnight.
Mm.
They ate the food after it was
Oh.
cooked.
Mm.
Please continue.
After receiving blood test results from the previous hospital, they found that he had bacteria in his blood called Neisseria. So Neisseria meningitis. That doesn't mean meningitis, but it's still bad. It's Doc, you want to read this here for me?
We actually have somebody who might
right
know
there.
what this is.
Meningococcoemia. So basically, it's in the bloodstream.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's in the blood.
It's in
blood.
it's in the blood.
In the
So yeah,
blood.
for some reason with like Chinese food specifically, if you
Mm-hmm.
like don't heat it appropriately after it's been refrigerated or
Wait
left
a
out,
minute. What the fuck? Hold on. Please continue. I'm like very concerned about this.
you have to. This is why I'm always like paranoid because like there are certain things that like for some reason
Yeah.
like you have to heat it thoroughly. And I hope I might be misspeaking. I think this is like
Yeah.
involved in this case, but
I think so.
How
there are
in the
certain.
fuck is this not common knowledge?
I don't know.
I didn't know
And
this.
please correct me if I'm wrong.
They
I don't know
don't
if
care.
it's going to talk about it or not, but like there are certain
No, they don't talk about it.
there are certain foods that you do need to heat like really properly
Mm.
after they've been left out or after they've been refrigerated because like
Whoa.
they have to be cooked again. Essentially, they have to reach to a appropriate
Matt?
temperature. Chinese food mainly.
It's all
There
Taco
you go.
Bell in his diet, so I guess he's
I'll
fine.
There
have
you go.
I'll have to pull my notes up at some point because we learned about this in school.
This is so horrific to me, okay? Here we have a story about a guy who didn't heat up his Chinese food enough
Right.
and he lost all of his fucking limbs.
All of them at
and you're
once.
over here telling me
The second that
oh, is
picture
it Chinese
popped
food? Yeah, you're supposed to really heat that up. And I'm
You
like,
are,
is
yeah.
everything I'm never gonna eat that
I
Chinese
don't,
food.
and I don't remember what specifically like why.
I'm gonna
that,
lose
but-
one part of my body, and it's gonna be my tongue because I'm gonna make this shit
Yeah.
so boiling hot
Yeah, that's right.
that it will make Satan's tongue.
I'll have
Curl.
to. I'll research
That's right.
it
There you go.
after the episode.
Woo.
So
Now
yeah.
that works.
Oh,
Well, it was bacteria that was present in the blood. The entire body's blood vessels dilated, dropping the blood pressure, preventing oxygen from getting to his organs. Little clots started to form
I was
everywhere
gonna
as
ask
they
if it
got
was like embolisms.
as they got lodged in
Mhm.
small blood vessels, blocking blood flow. His hands and feet became cold as they were starved for oxygen. The problem with all this, well, another serious problem, is that all the tissue that's starved of blood starts to turn necrotic.
Yep. And then if you reestablish blood flow too quickly, it like makes it even worse.
Yes.
By the way.
Yes, it's like the bends, but
Yeah.
for blood.
Yeah,
Yeah, blood
Yeah,
bends.
it's too
blood
bad.
bends. Well, that's like if a person is like too cold, right? Like you can't heat them up too fast. You can't drop them in like hot water
That's-
because it'll
Oh,
like
yeah.
fuck them all up.
Yeah, that's a flash fry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask the fish.
Yeah. So the evidence suggests that the food wasn't good. They discovered that while he had received his first vaccine before middle school to protect him from such bacteria, had never received a booster recommended 4 years later when he was 16. However,
Oh, so this is vaccination stuff. Like he didn't
But-
keep up on it.
no, but they said
Remember when
that would
Dr.
have been
Chalker told you to get
contributed.
that
Yeah.
vaccine, by the way?
There you
Yeah,
go.
that's true. Yeah.
Dr.
We'll never
Quacker?
know what
Mhm.
caused the food to have the bacteria in it. 26 days later, he became conscious and his condition
He woke
improved.
up with no fucking limbs.
Yep.
How do you even go on
Because
with
he
that?
ate the rest of his buddy's Chinese
That's-
food.
Yeah, it's 'cause
I
he
can't-
probably didn't heat it enough.
Listen,
And that's why the friend didn't get it probably is either he was
Yeah.
vaccinated appropriately or
Or
he
he had
heated
it-
it enough.
yeah,
And
I
had
would
it
flip
initially.
myself over and just put my face in that pillow and just hope to God that nobody showed up.
listen,
again.
God has a way. Jesus works in mysterious ways. You stupid piece of shit.
I'm
God
sorry.
wanted this for me.
I'm sorry, Father.
Yeah. I'm a
If Trump-
priest now. They
I would-
push me around the altar boys. They know that, and the Vatican is very comfortable because they know I can't do anything.
How are you going to molest people if you
Yeah.
don't have any limbs?
I'm the next pope. What are they going
I'll
to do?
be the next
Criticize
pope.
a cripple? God bless them. That's what I say. I'll tell you what else. is-
Oh my God.
Oh, look.
Well,
It's Whisper.
more than you know. Wildlife officials said Monday they're searching for a mountain lion that clawed a man's head while he was sitting in a hot tub with his wife.
Honey, I just love you so much.
At a rental house in Colorado.
I like that it's clawed. It's not like he like macerated the guy or like anything. So was it just like a
I'm thinking it was more like a whole fisted,
is
big old
the guy okay?
clawing down. I'm guessing that it
Well,
did some significant
Maybe it
damage.
was like how Whisper when he like goes to wake you up, he's like
I do, yeah. So Whisper, my cat, like in the mornings, he will reach over onto my head and kind of just extend his claws ever so slightly onto my scalp.
he's like, hey.
Just kind of pull a little bit. It doesn't. There's no injuries or anything like that. He's just like, hello, and I'm like, ah. Like, there's a beast on my head
Right.
clawing
I
me.
like this one.
You're gonna, you're about to lose if you don't wake up. The man was soaking.
I will go harder.
I will go
until
harder.
you're
Yeah.
awake.
The man was soaking in the hot tub in a wooded subdivision west of Nathrop on Saturday night when he felt something grab his head.
I'm assuming it thought it was prey. And
First of all, okay, you're the guy in the hot tub, right? You're sitting
Life's
there.
good.
Life is good.
it's going well so far.
You're at your Airbnb.
I like-
You're
I
at
like
an
the-
Airbnb with
I
your
like the
wife.
premise of this.
It's your first night,
Mhm.
right? You got in
You're enjoying the
earlier
starry
the day.
sky.
You're like,
Mhm.
it's really beautiful.
There's no lights out here. Don't you love it, honey?
It's-
There's
so
so many.
gorgeous.
It's
There's so
just
many
it's
stars.
just the
You're in
hot
nature.
bubbling water that's basically like a human stew, and we're just sitting here waiting for ourselves to be cooked
Do you
enough.
remember when Bugs Bunny found those cannibals
That's
back in the
right.
Looney Tunes commercials and they started throwing carrots and
I
stuff
don't
into
know
the pot?
about you. I'm just glad that horror movie villains are not real.
Mm.
Something's got you by the head. And there's got to be a moment where you're like, oh, thank God it's not a murderer. But then another moment where you're like, but shit,
This is not something I can reason with.
it's a mountain lion. You know, it's got to be something along those lines. Well, let's see. The man screamed at the mountain lion, started splashing water at his while his wife shined a flashlight at the animal.
It's
She
like,
didn't
oh,
throw
man.
it.
It's like
She's
a giant-
She's like, this is a lightsaber.
it's like a spray
You-
bottle.
yeah,
Bad kitty.
Yeah, bad. Get out of here! Don't claw
She basically
heads.
took the air traffic controller approach and tried,
That's right. Yeah.
tried to signal
Direct
him
it away. Yeah.
Oh,
Use the
no.
light to signal it away from me, honey.
But did it work?
Well, authorities said it retreated to the top of the hill
Oh, okay.
and continued to watch the couple.
Yeah, it's a wild animal.
Yeah, it's
I'm
waiting.
hungry.
It's
Let it-
waiting. Yeah.
Let it do its thing.
Look at
It's
this
like-
scintillating meat in this
It's like,
stew.
sorry, I thought
It's-
everything was ready.
They
Thought the
were
soup
more
was done.
heated than that leftover Chinese
Yeah,
food.
yeah, that's right.
I know I'm gonna keep all my limbs.
That's it. Well, that's right. My head's fucked up, but my limbs are fine. The man and his wife were able to get back. The man and his wife were able to get back into the home where they cleaned his wounds and they called the property owner who happened to work for Colorado Parks and Wildlife. The man had 4 superficial scratches on top of his head near his
nothing.
right ear, but he was
That's
and
nothing.
he
What's
declined
their
medical
plan
treatment.
of being on the lookout for this creature?
I guess
Like-
they're just gonna have to put some motion lights up.
Do you-
Like, are you
right.
just-
we know response to
Well,
that.
I was gonna say, are we looking to
Anti-personnel
punish it
mines.
somehow?
Trip wires, grenades.
We need to get some Cold War era operatives in there and bury down some of these landmines.
Burmese tiger traps.
We need
Ship
a-
in some bamboo to Colorado.
We need Bert from Tremors to
Yeah,
come
that's
in
right.
here.
Come on, Bert. You got enough gunpowder in that thing.
what we need is preparation. This can't happen again.
Right.
I won't be in my jacuzzi in Colorado looking at those beautiful
In the
Rocky
mountains, in the
Mountains.
beautiful
That's right.
And just
nature.
having a weird ass bobcat come out of nowhere and trying to claw my head off. I'm
Those
trying to
things get-
talk to my wife.
I'm kind of surprised it just did that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like
Well,
people,
yeah,
die,
the
people die from
Yeah,
those.
The
they're ready,
superficial
yeah.
scratches, I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. I thought for sure it was more like one of those situations where the cat has got his eyes like super on the prey.
No,
You
it's
ever
just-
seen
it's
that?
just whisper.
Where his pupils dilate,
Yeah.
and then he
Yeah.
just grabs on and yanks. Like I thought this guy would have like a broken neck based on this. What the beginning of the story was
Right.
kind of illustrating.
Right.
But it sounds like he just kind of pulled his
He was just like,
claws across
hey,
his
friends.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? Are you food? He
Like-
was like, ah!
Like, how's the water?
Can I come in? What you up to?
just checking to see if you're done yet.
Yeah. Trying to roll him over.
Right. He's like, you know how
From
you
the
like,
head.
It was like their version of the melting pot.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're like, I hate it when all the bubbles settle on the top of the human. It's too much chlorine.
I got to stick a fork in it and see if it's soft enough for me to take out.
That's it. Well, I'll tell you, who didn't stick a fork in them to see if it was too soft to take out. A bodybuilder who described himself as the hardest motherfucker in the Northwest killed a father of two in an unprovoked attack.
Oh my God.
Robert
That
Owen.
went such a different direction.
Yeah,
Everything
Robert.
is so dark in this.
Robert.
weird
That's
news
it.
this week.
That's it. It's
Holy
springtime.
That's, it's,
Yeah.
oh,
That's
God.
Robert Owen Greenhall.
It's springtime.
Yeah, it's springtime. Has been declared as dangerous and put behind bars for more than 11 years.
That's not enough time.
Yeah, I know, right?
He
What?
So,
killed somebody.
so he had been at the Bolton City Theater at the time of the incident. Robert Schmethurst, who had been celebrating his birthday with his cousin, accidentally stepped on the bodybuilder's foot earlier in the evening. He quickly apologized, and all seemed amicable between the two.
This guy was on freaking steroids.
Then
Yeah.
he's got to be. Then at 1:30 a.m., he launched an unprovoked assault, hitting Bates and punching Smethurst
Schmiegel.
Schmiegel with the force of a heavyweight boxer.
Oh God.
The punch caused Smethurst immediate brain trauma
Mm-hmm.
before he hit the ground. He said, "Who else wants some?"
Yeah, this guy was on like roid rage.
So he initially was charged
Oof.
with murder, pleaded guilty to manslaughter. In earlier interviews with the police, he claimed the pair he attacked were acting cocky and looked at him funny, quote
That
unquote.
definitely deserves death.
Yes, that's right. One hit death. Since
They looked at me weird.
They
I
looked-
was just doing what I was supposed to do.
They
He's no
deserve
different
to
than
die.
the Bobcat, except
They
actually he
deserve
is.
to die.
He's a lot different than the Bobcat because
Right.
the Bobcat doesn't have any kind of like human empathy or
He's just trying to
understanding
enjoy
of
the
his
hot tub.
It's
actions.
a wild animal versus like a person with reasoning, or at least you'd hope.
We're supposed
but-
to, yeah.
Right.
But I guarantee you, they would have shot that fucking Bobcat on the spot and killed it.
Mm,
And meanwhile, it's
Well,
less
yeah,
dangerous
like
as
if-
far as like its ability to harm. Because a
Yeah.
Bobcat is not at a nightclub. Okay,
Except
It's
unless it's a gold flight one. Yeah. It's the only kind. It's the only kind you'll see at a nightclub.
I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
only-
stepped on your foot there.
This fucking guy's looking at me funny.
He's looking at everybody funny. He
Yes,
can't even
yeah.
look
Oh,
straight.
man. I'd hate it if anyone, if like with RBF encountered that guy, because like
Well,
Right?
just what kind of insane, like self-centered, narcissistic excuse is that he looked at me weird, so he deserved me punching him in the face. I'm sorry, I'm just so strong that I killed him. Like, what the fuck is that?
So he was known to have bragged about taking drugs earlier, claiming to have taken $64,000 worth of cocaine in 6 months.
Man, that's like
so
that's
throw,
like
throw the cocaine and the steroids.
that's like
in.
2 weeks of work for that
Yeah.
counterfeiter
So
guy.
he's only in jail for 11 years.
Yeah.
Because of manslaughter charge.
Yeah. So
That's ridiculous.
yeah. So
Basically, they kind of charged him like
Nah,
he had hit the
I
guy with a
accidentally-
car.
I accidentally killed this guy, but not really accidentally. He
Mhm.
just looked at me funny. What?
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
That's
insane.
how some of this shit works.
That's
Out
insane.
here.
yeah. So there you go.
Oof.
Good God.
Well, and that's all we got for you for this week. We're gonna
Leave you on a high
That's
note.
right. We want you to
Yeah.
we want you to feel real good about out yourself.
Basically the lesson is don't go out into
Don't
public
do
with a bunch
drugs.
of drunk assholes.
Listen, don't eat anybody's leftovers.
God,
Don't
no.
stick your head out the side of the hot tubs.
I would have loved.
Don't step on people's shoes because
And
all
listen
of
to
them-
Scruff McGruff.
Scruff McGruff, Chicago,
you.
Illinois.
60652.
That's right. He knows something. I don't know.
He's
what I'm
always known the right path. He was teaching us when we were little.
He has
We just
songs
didn't
about
want
it.
to listen.
saying. When there's two pairs of prints, it's when Scruff was carrying us.
4.
I'll see you next time. Another episode of Kickstart with Matt.
And Matt.
And Allison.
Yeah. Dr. Allison,
Yeah.
does Scruff need his shots?
Yeah.
Mhm.
In order to be legal,
Take-
yes.
That's
Oh,
right.
well,
Rabies at least.
he might be
That's
breaking
illegal.
the law.
That's a legal
If he
issue.
lapses,
There you go.
P.S. Little PSA here.
Here we go.
Have your dogs and cats vaccinated for rabies.
There you go.
Especially your dogs.
That's right. Especially if they're a spokesperson for your
Especially.
local police
do
department.
you want Scruff McGruff's head to be chopped off so they can check and see if he had rabies, if he
They'll
actually
glue it back
took
on,
too big of a bite at a crime?
but they don't make the right kind of glue. They say they've got it somewhere, but they don't have any more.
What do you think the glue's made out of? Other dogs.
Other dogs. You're welcome,
You son of a bitch.
you selfish son of a bitch. All for Scruff.
Oh my
All right, Juan.
Thanks so much for sticking with us, Juan.
You're the best.
Juan, you give us like honestly. Think of how sad this show would be if. And I'm not saying you have to tune in every week,
No,
Juan. We
no.
love that you do. We understand if you got other stuff to do. No worries at all.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just assume if Juan's not on here, he's like working, doing
Or
some actual
anything
like
else.
valuable stuff.
Valuable, yes.
When
But
is
anyway,
Juan going to be on the show?
we would love it. We
Yeah.
almost had him on, but you had COVID during that time.
Yes.
I'd love to watch with
But
Juan.
wait, I'm just like leaving it up to Juan's schedule whenever he is free. There's no pressure or anything. But
Mhm.
anytime Juan comes, has a chance to come on, I'm cool with that.
That's it. Absolutely. We'll make it happen.
But yeah, thank you, Juan, for coming onto the stream. Could you imagine how pathetic it would be if we were just doing this to nobody? Live streaming it for no one.
Oh, it's good. No,
It's for us.
it's for us. It's for us by us.
That's true.
It's for our robo versions in the future.
It's so that we can be more complete versions of what we used to be in our robotic bodies.
And that's really what it's all about.
I just want to make sure that I can terrorize this world beyond my death, my human life span.
Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Love was such a simple game to